Good morning, Oak Park School, and welcome to the Morning Roar. Today is Thursday, January 18th, 2024. Our special student guest for this morning's news is Justin. At this time, will you please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you please remain standing as we recite our Panther Pledge?
Okay, go ahead. Today, I will be respectful of text, accepting and responsible. I hope I have a be roar.
You may be seated. Thanks for helping out this morning. We will now take some time to pause for a moment of silence. Use this time for your own personal thoughts, prayers, or quiet reflections. And now it's time for another trip to the literacy lab. Put on your lab coats and let's listen.
Good morning, friends, and welcome to the Literacy Lab. I'm Patty Manson.
I'm Kate O'Hare,
and we're your reading interventionists. In today's segment, we're going to take a look at a clip of Kate modeling good practices working with the striving reader, played by me.
Pay close attention to the mistakes Patty makes and how I don't jump right in to correct her.
As teachers, parents, and concerned adults, often our instinct is to rescue our students in a way that looks like an impulsive need to sweep in and help at the slightest moment of difficulty. This is hard not to do, as we want our students to be successful.
By rescuing our students at a point of difficulty, we prevent them from experiencing the productive struggle that they need to learn and synthesize that learning.
Our goal is to adjust our instructional techniques to become facilitators, not fixers. Our students should work as hard, if not harder, than the teacher in the lesson.
We hope this video helps you see the difference between scaffolding, which is what we want to be doing, and rescuing, where rescuers simply take over.
Have a good day, friends, and see you next time in the lab.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, this is Kate O'Hare and
Patty Manson, and welcome to the Literacy Lab.
So we wanted to demonstrate for anybody who does reading with kids a way to help them correct themselves without rescuing, because we all want to save our kids and make sure that they are not making mistakes, but it doesn't do us any good if they don't learn how to correct for themselves.
Right, become more independent readers.
Exactly. So
we'll show you 3 glaring errors, and we'll do meaning, structure, and visual, and Kate's going to be the teacher, and I'm going to make the mistakes for you today.
All right. So Miss Patty, go ahead and start reading. Just so you all know, we're reading this book, Eugenie Clark, Shark Lady. So our first error is going to be an error in meaning, which means it doesn't make sense what she reads, and she may or may not catch it. First thing we need to do is make sure that we don't jump right in when we see the mistake. We want to give, I want to give Miss Patty a chance to monitor, make sure she's paying attention to her reading, and if she doesn't, then I'll jump in and I'll help her monitor better.
So really you're going to try and let me notice if I've made a mistake.
Correct.
By myself.
Exactly.
Okay. Eugenie Clark is a famous scientist. She has sport her life studying fish. Sharks are some of her favorite fish.
So I waited an extra sentence after she sport her life studying fish. Obviously, nobody sports their life doing anything. She didn't catch it. So at this point, I might jump in and say, try that again. And if she tries it again and she still doesn't catch her error, then I'm going to give her a little more specific prompt, and I'll say, try that again. Something doesn't make sense, because sport does not make sense. So
I'll read it correctly this time. Eugenie Clark is a famous scientist. I'll do it incorrectly. She has sport her life studying fish. Sharks are some of her favorite fish. So I didn't catch my mistake.
So Now that I have prompted her with something doesn't make sense, I would then put my finger under the word that didn't make sense and see if she can figure it out that way.
And I should have read, she spent her life studying fish, not sport.
All right, our next error is visual, which means that the passage is making sense, which is fantastic. We know that she's reading for meaning. However, the word does not look right for whatever reason.
So the word that I substitute makes sense to me, but not in context of the story.
It's just visually not the right word. So in this example, she's reading about a fish tank, but instead of fish tank, she's going to read fish bowl. So take it away.
At home, Eugenie set up her own fish bowl. She watched her fish carefully and took notes about what they did.
Something didn't look right. Try that again.
Okay? At home, Eugenie set up her own fish. Oh. Tank.
And you guys didn't see that out there, but Miss Patty put her finger under the word that she needed to correct, which was fantastic. Good job with that.
Super, thanks.
All right, last one is structure, which means it may be meaningful, it may look kind of right, but we just don't say sentences that way. The structure is incorrect. In this case, Miss Patty's going to read, instead of she took science classes, she taked science classes, which of course is not the way we say that word in English.
Right, so the syntax is incorrect. So, but that didn't stop her. When Eugenie went to college, she took science classes and became a fish expert.
And then I would prompt again, start with just a general, try that again, and if she doesn't catch it, I'd say, try that again. Something doesn't sound right.
But that didn't stop her. When Eugenie went to college, she took science classes and became a fish expert.
She missed it again, so now I'm going to take my finger, put it under that word that she missed.
She took science classes and became a fish expert.
There
Thank you,
we
Miss
go.
O'Hare.
You're welcome, Miss Patty. All right, we are always available to help if you have any specific questions, but hopefully this will get you started on helping your kids monitor and correct their reading a little more effectively. Thanks
Bye,
so
friends.
much. Bye.
We will now close things out this morning with our Throwback Thursday. Throwback Thursday, a time where we highlight a famous event that happened on this date in history. On this day, in 1886, modern hockey was born. The foundation of the Hockey Association in England formalized a modern version of the game that had already been played in ancient times. We hope you have a great day, Panthers, and like always, continue to roar! Meow.